This gang member was shot in the head outside his mum's house. Chris Lewis was shot dead outside his mum's house in a revenge attack by rival gang members. Chris was a member of a gang from Leeds called The Flock. His murder is linked to that of fellow Flock gang member Raheem Wilkes, who was shot dead outside a barbershop in Chapeltown back in January 2017. Raheem was the brother of footballer Malik Wilkes. One of the men jailed for Raheem's murder was killer Jaden Manners, also known as J-Man. 3 days before the murder, rivals of the Flock were partying in Oracle nightclub in Leeds city centre. They were popping bottles and the showgirls were holding up letters spelling J-Man as the gang members shouted "Free J-Man," who was the killer of Raheem Wilkes. These videos were posted on Snapchat by Denzel Wharton Brown to antagonize the Flock. As the rival gang left the club, they saw two members of the Flock, Michael Ohengbeda and Chris Lewis, walking nearby. Stephen Gray, Owen Clark and Denzel Wharton Brown were caught on CCTV chasing the two Flock members through Leeds city centre. Michael hid in McDonald's as the gang tried to get past security guards. They then approached Chris Lewis. Stephen Gray and Owen Clark targeted him, and Owen Clark threw a punch at Chris, who managed to escape. Shortly after, three tooled-up masked men, believed to be members of the Flock, pulled up in a stolen Volkswagen 4x4 and attacked the rivals. Denzel Wharton Brown, who was a boxer, was chopped in the back and it came close to paralyzing him for life. He was taken to hospital where he made a full recovery. The revenge came cold and very quickly. 2 days later, Stephen Gray and Jonathan Gledhill stalked Chris Lewis through Chapeltown in the hours leading up to the shooting. Gray walked through a nearby park armed with a weapon as families played with their children. He walked up to Chris Lewis, who was stood outside his mum's house, and shot him twice in the head and arm. Gray fled the scene as Gledhill had been looking out for him. An ambulance was called by Chris's mum as she found her son bleeding. He would be pronounced dead the following day in hospital. Following a police investigation, 5 men were arrested and charged with a murder. In court, Stephen Gray was found guilty of murder and jailed for life with a minimum of 32 years. Jonathan Gledhill found guilty of murder and jailed for life with a minimum of 31 years. Owen Clark, Denzel Wharton, Brown and Lewis Pierce were all jailed for 4 years each for assisting an offender as they helped the killers before and after the murder. Follow the page and leave a comment on any other criminal cases you'd like to see on the channel.